is that beautiful Frostpunk music. Hold on, let me just do a quick properties fix. Speaker real and tech. You hear it now?
Yeah, I hear it.
Isn't it beautiful?
Yeah, I like it, but I don't see. Oh,
Yes.
yeah, I hear it. It's beautiful.
That's the new Frostpunk lore music, man. It's supposed to be like when I'm telling stories, but I use it for various purposes now and then.
Good.
It gives that dramatic effect.
I know.
So I'm gonna kick off this discussion, and I'm gonna say this: if 11-bit studios ever, in the time of developing this game, had seen the vehicle from Winterhome into the city of the endless mode cities, then that would then therefore make the game even more interesting, and I'm sure a lot more people would want to stock as much resources up into the vehicle, because they already have the mechanics there to actually do it, if you get what I mean. And so
I get it.
yeah, so with that, then cities can become so much larger, in a sense that I could put this machine down in the Frostland, and it would allow scouts to go anywhere and pick up resources, or I could even have like automaton scouts doing that while it's there waiting. And instead of sending people all the way back to the city and they get sick on the way or die, you could send them to the machine. And when the machine picks them up, then everything gets a bit easier. Why I'm saying that though is because the endless mode, to an extent, is one of the most difficult modes out there for this game, but it is fucking rewarding. So Rainbow, what's your?
I know it's rewarding.
Mm-hmm. Go on, I'm listening to you. What happened? You're starstruck? I'm just messing with you. So yeah,
Everything is good.
it's very rewarding to actually play, but a lot of times people keep saying it's getting a little bit boring or something like that. But if you play on Serenity, that kind of happens. But the thing is, I'm saying, like that game people play, like Treasure Chest, where you go and you search for things and they hide stuff away. Treasure Hunt, I should say. The, a system like that,
Yes.
yeah, a system like that in the Frostland would be something that would keep people playing for a while. So you go into the Frostland, you discover something, and you get a blueprint, and that blueprint allows you to build a particular machine that you can customize, and you could build probably two of them, and those machines could be used as a staging point for people. And if you research, or if you somehow find something within the Frostland after a particular storm, yeah.
Yeah. I have one question. Local librarian, is my mic too loud? Because sometimes in the stream I go over your mic.
Oh, you could probably turn it down a bit, but it's not that loud. If anything, I could probably fix that myself. I think I already
Is
have.
that better?
It's fine now. I've fixed it.
Okay, it's now back to the normal value. I'm setting 100.
Yeah, it should be fixed because I have a thing on that I use to regulate those things. So it shouldn't be a problem to an extent.
Yeah.
Go on.
I will listen. Just give me. Just wait a second. I hear it myself.
So back to what I was saying. With some new machines and more resource collection points, and resource collection points in terms of the ability to use the machine to collect larger deposits of resources, would actually make the game to an extent a bit more interesting for the average player who's just looking
I will be
to.
back soon. Just wait a minute.
Not a
or said something.
problem. Not a problem. It'll be much
Uh,
easier for people to actually get the resources that they actually need without having to deal with certain issues. I'm going back outside into the Frostland, so you'll have to forgive me if there is a change in the quality of the mic. But in essence, really, a vehicle would make the game. It wouldn't break the immersion, but it would make it a bit more challenging and rewarding at the same time. Why I say that is because having other means of actually getting resources.
I will be back, local lore librarian.
No problem.
See you in the Frostpunk radio chat of 11-bit Studios.
No problem. Right, that was Rainbow. So, within the Frostland, there are many machines and there are many different types of technology that are used by, I would say, various people to gain insights on a lot of things that are actually going on currently. And in essence, if we are able to actually explore these areas, find the resources that are in these areas, excavate those resources, and have something that can carry it back from the city to wherever it is the extraction is taking place, it makes Endless a bit more realistic and exciting because you have this machine that can gather resources, but you have to get it back to the city before a certain time. And it might move a little faster than Scouts, but it needs resources. So if it's gonna stay out there for like probably 5 days, you have to fill it with enough coal and resources like that. When you have things like those, it balances out the effects of it being some free ride thing. It's something that's hmm So yeah, like I'm saying, if it's able to grab the resources and enter into encampment mode, if anybody has ever played any of those Total War Attila games of the sort, you would know that to an extent within the Frostland, it kind of would apply, allowing people to actually plot this machine down and gather as much resources as possible. And once it's filled, same machine from Winterhome would be sent back to the Endless City to store the resources that it has collected. And that would make things a bit easier for, somebody working with probably one or two scouts and having to deal with the storm. It makes it easier to an extent, but it does not make it that it's not challenging. So it's a means, it would be an advanced version of the outpost that is capable of moving from point A to point B, gathering the necessary resources, and coming back. So the outpost building would need to be modified to house a garage that could keep the vehicle that would be covered over during the storm and then opened back up and can be staffed with people after the storm. A crew of about 10 would be good, and enough space based on upgrades. So, like the Land Dreadnought, you could add in more steam cores and other resources like that as a means of, as I would say, exporting technologies into it so that it could actually travel farther distances. But if you wanted to go further, it would need more coal. So it has enough coal to travel to this area for 5 days. But if you wanted to go further, you have to put in probably more coal, and it would need more area to house that coal. Well, this is the librarian for a short recording. I'll be back when Rainbow is on, and we'll go into much more detail of the lore and more.